Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at making 100 videos, but mostly we're poor at making art. My name's Benj.
And my name's Isaac. And we finally made it. We finally made it to the 100th Drawing Episode Extravaganza.
Yeah, technically it's our 101st video, but one of those was an animation, which is completely separate from our normal.
Yeah. Although today isn't exactly going to be our normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill, I draw, you draw, or you draw and I draw kind of a video either.
No, this video is going to be special.
Something special. A treat that we have been promising since maybe the very first video.
Yeah, who knows? We don't rewatch our videos to find out.
Yeah, if the fans are... You've been wanting this, though.
Go, fans, go make a wiki for us, and then go recheck the wiki.
We could have like a whole lore just of everything we've talked about over the years, all the true things.
We should make a wiki sometime.
That'd be pretty fun, actually.
Just for all that random stuff.
But really, what's important is that today, you note that we are going to be looking at some of our old drawings.
We're going to expand the lore backwards.
The pre-YouTube days, some might say.
These are back when we were sitting in church, drawing right then and there.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, our history as poor artists begins when we were born.
That's where most stories begin.
But no, our true history of like this whole format of Benj doing a drawing and I doing a drawing of the same topic started, gosh, how many years ago now? More than a decade ago.
Quite a few.
Because when we were sitting in church, our pastor used to pass out these like half sheets of paper with notes on them.
Right.
And we, like any young men of the world, used to be very thankful when the notes only had a front side and the back was blank.
Right.
Because on the back, we could do a drawing. Now, what are you going to draw? You don't just draw like the same doodles that all children do of, Christmas trees and a flower and some mountains and a tree and,
right, of course not.
Some stick figures.
No, you draw the title of the sermon that your pastor is giving.
That way you can really meditate on the words and the message.
Yeah. In
a completely original way. So we had tons of drawings that we used to do on the backs of these papers. In fact, I don't know if I have any of them still sitting around. They used to be like in my glove compartment of my car.
Right.
I'd toss them in there, and then eventually, once I got married, back in, this would have been 2018, I think. My wife got us both like these nice leather notebooks to do our drawings in every week so we wouldn't lose them. See, she never knew what this was going to blossom into.
Yeah, she may have made different choices back then if she did.
So she was trying to be the encouraging wife, and look at where it's got it.
The whole reason that we do this YouTube channel is because it's just a more convenient way for us to do the same thing we've always done.
So thank you, Kayla. Thank you. But yeah, because what we used to do is we would take these pictures, and then I would post them on like my Facebook, and we'd have people vote. And it was always like your mom and my mom and a couple other people.
Yeah.
My mom would always vote for mine.
Yes.
Even when it didn't deserve it. Your mom would always vote for yours.
Unless you drew like a cannibal or something, then she might vote for mine.
There was that one time. But we decided way back then it would be great if we had a YouTube channel where we could just do drawings, oftentimes still based on sermon titles.
Yeah.
And we could share them with the world.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if more people than our moms still see these, but that doesn't matter. What matters is we're putting our art out there. And as you're going to see, we have not improved at all.
Yeah, no.
In fact, at least, I don't know, some of these are painful.
Yeah, the thing is, some of these are bad, but so are some of our current art.
Yeah, that's true. So but also, you'll notice, I think drawing with physical pen on physical paper helped with some of the detail, the small details that you just can't do. We also had a whole sermon to draw during.
Yeah, we used to use a lot more words than we do now.
Yeah, I think I noticed that also, because it was a lot easier to write.
Yeah, because you're using a pen on paper.
And we couldn't sit and explain our drawings like we can now.
Yeah, we had to explain it. In fact, you'll notice on one of the drawings that we're going to show you this time, I put a little note on there, just for the viewers.
Yes.
Because that was the only way to communicate at the time.
So, I think without further ado,
Yes.
instead of just telling you about what you're about to see, we should just jump in with the first drawing, which, for the sake of nostalgia, is actually based, or was the title of a sermon that we listened to. Sat in the sermon and drew these. I will also note, we used to not show each other our drawings.
Right.
So, like, this first one is a good example of that, because I would do a drawing, you'd do a drawing, and then when we were done, we'd show each other.
Yeah.
And so often, our drawings would be, like, really similar. Like, the same idea, the same pun, the same...
Right.
So, let's take a look at this first one.
Yes.
This is the collection of the saints.
If you can't tell, this is Isaac's drawing.
Yeah, this is my drawing.
For those that don't know the different styles.
Yeah, it's hard to say when you can't see the hands. But you can say there's no nose first. Quite.
Yeah, it's clearly not nose first style.
The collection of the saints. We used to grow up playing Pokemon cards. Like, I still have, like, shoe boxes full of them and binders full of them.
Right.
We used to play Pokemon cards all the time. So this is like my childhood mixed with my belief.
Also childhood.
Yeah, well, also that. But we were in our early 20s then. It wasn't that weird. I say early 20s as if, like, we're still in our 20s at all. I keep forgetting.
Yep.
You'll notice, I just want to point this out right off the bat as kind of an apology. This is before Oliver, age 24, had taught us that all proper art has to have your name and age.
Right, yes. Yeah, these just have titles. And you may even notice that some of them don't even have titles.
Yeah.
We weren't consistent back then because we had no rules.
It's true.
You will see there will be no erasing ballpoint pen, because those aren't rules. That's just the way it is.
Like, we wouldn't even show you these if we had broken the core fundamental law of art. It just wasn't perfected yet.
Yeah, we weren't horrible.
So here we have St. Paul and St. Peter. The cards.
Formerly Saul.
They each have their saint power, because if you don't know anything about Pokemon cards, they have Poke power.
Yep.
I also apparently thought that Peter was just taller.
Yeah, clearly he's tall. They're both very tall for a Jewish man at that time.
He has water walk. Peter may gain 1 water energy if Jesus card is on the bench.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
And then the ear cut.
Yes. The greatest move attack.
Yeah. Versus Paul, who's got venom immunity. Because if you know your Bible story, he got bit by the serpent and didn't die.
Yep, that was a story.
But let's see yours now. The collection of.
I just want to also note, you said for St. Paul he has the name change. The opponent saint is now confused. But Peter's name also got changed.
Yeah,
so
it's not like the main thing about him.
Okay, but that's the main thing about Paul.
I also noticed that Paul has, like, the Star of David as his type, and Peter's like a Christian.
Well, that's because he was like the most Jewish of. He was like a scholar in the Jewish community. Peter was just like a fisherman.
All right, time to be impressed by your drawing.
Yes, let's see what this looks like. Here we have
taking a dark turn.
some deaths or soul reapers or whatever you want to.
Yeah, grim reapers.
Grim reapers. You got the one saying you have John the Baptist and Saint Paul. See, they're collectors.
I can't help,
as you can see.
Yep. No, see, same thing. We hadn't planned this, but they still had trading cards of the saints. Like, it just.
Yeah.
We've known each other so long. When we hear collection of the saints, we just both think, oh, it's a trading card game. Yours just got darker, and mine's just a zoomed in picture of what you guys are holding.
Mine, you're like, are they just cards?
Yeah.
That's the question you have to ask with mine.
I will also just point out, artistically. Shading with pens, it doesn't really work.
I tried my best, and it almost worked.
Yeah, but I will say this also. Look at, so you have like the black scythe, like on top of the black robe.
Yeah,
that's something that regular black ink pens do better than tablets.
Oh yes,
is establishing like the
you can do different colors
of black.
Yeah, because of the shading.
Not gray. It's just different colors of black.
Yeah, it's almost a trick of the eye because really it's just that like there's less black on the white, and so you kind of see it as lighter. But you like how I like gave them skeleton hands?
Ooh, I hadn't even noticed that.
It's not a particularly easy thing.
Look at that fine detail you got. Plus, you didn't have to draw real hands, which is always a benefit.
Yes. Yeah, real hands, the worst.
How do you draw skull faces? Do you still draw them nose first? Those two little slits for the nose?
No, nose. They don't have a nose. They just have holes.
Gotcha. All right, moving on.
Yep, let's move on to the next subject matter.
A curse on both of your houses.
Yes, this is actually the title.
Yeah.
So this is one of those situations where we put the title in the words.
I believe this was another sermon title. A curse on... Trying desperately to remember what exactly the sermon was.
You would think, oh, this is like their way of remembering the sermons. Unfortunately, that's not really true.
We started drawing these in the notebook. We had a date written in there at the end of 2018? No, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you said it was 5 years ago, but then changed it like 4
Yeah, this one says December 30th, 2018. So 2018, 2019 is probably when these
Yeah.
And then the world fell apart, and then we popped up on YouTube as a result of the world falling apart.
Yeah. So you can thank the world falling apart.
In case you don't know this about us, like I don't know how much we talk about it in drawings because we don't like to bring it up, but we both hate pickles.
Yes, they're the worst.
Like the worst food on earth.
Yeah, by far.
Is pickles.
By far.
I'd rather eat anything else I've ever eaten over pickles.
There are multiple non-food things I would eat before pickles.
Like what? That came to mind really quick.
Like a stick? Like, I mean, what non-food thing do you want me to eat?
I was thinking like a
piece of paper?
Like what little kids eat. Like they like crayons.
Crayon? Before a pickle, sure.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like it gets stuck in you, it'd be gross, but I'd stomach it. And here's the thing, like, so I drew a pickle on one side. On the other side, I drew a lima bean. I feel like lima beans are just that thing that, like,
you're supposed to hate.
Yeah, like, no one eats them. Because, like, someone's great-great-grandparent was, like, forced to eat them during, like, the Great Depression or something, when that's all that grew. Yeah. And then, like, every family after that.
Actually, the main reason it was the Great Depression is all other crops except for lima beans didn't grow,
and everyone became depressed.
Called it the Great Depression.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. But either way, I've never in my life had a lima bean because my parents never made me, and I don't think their parents ever made them. So I like in this drawing. Well, I'm impressed with myself because I think I actually drew the people first and then drew these like railings in front of them. But do you notice how like the curly Q, whatever those are that hold up what they're standing on, are backwards? Like the left one and the right one?
Yep.
My Gandalf's pretty sweet though.
I prefer the left one.
Yeah, me too. I think that's what I was going for. But again, 2 houses, 2 different designers.
Yeah, they don't have to be the same.
Yeah, why would you assume they're going to be
just because they're so similar?
Like, just because they both built their balconies over the freeway.
Yeah, I like how your wizard has 2 stabs.
That's how you know he's so cool.
He's known as the devil cursor.
Yeah. If you saw a wizard come into like Walmart with 2 stabs, you would take notice.
Yes.
Like there's something official about that. All right, let's see yours.
Yeah, let's see what I drew. Here's one of those many words as we discussed.
Yeah, please feel free to pause the video as you read chapter 1 and 2 of this drawing.
I'll read this because I can read my own handwriting.
That's truthfully one of the most impressive things about you.
See, all of my letters are consistent. They're always the same.
Consistently bad?
Yeah, but they're always the same.
Yeah.
So I know what they say.
You have like your own bad doctor's font.
Yeah. You murdered my sister with her blood still on your axe. I curse you and your house for all time to be mildly lactose intolerant.
Man, your drawings so far are both dark.
Yeah, you know how
blood-stained axe in this one.
You know how 2018 and 19 were?
That's true. That's true.
And you dropped a pickle in front of me. I crossed it out.
See?
You will turn into a being despised by all. Your household will be shamed and cast out for 1,000 generations.
See, we hadn't planned this, but both of our drawings, when we thought of what's the worst curse upon your household,
or the worst reason that you should be cursed for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because see, clearly what I'm saying here, what I'm claiming is, you murder a witch's sister, you'll get like a minor curse, right? Like the rest of your family will be mildly lactose intolerant.
Yeah, like it happens.
But no, you drop a pickle in front of her. The worst curse you can think of for 1,000 generations.
I got to point out 2 things. Number 1, your giant serial killer is terrifying.
Yeah.
And your witch's face is more terrifying. Look at the chin and the lips and the nose.
Yeah.
Like, if you just, showed someone that part, they'd have no idea what they were looking at.
But see, I think the creepiest thing is actually still the child. Just look him in the eyes. And just remember, he had a pickle.
That makes it even worse. All right, I can't look at them anymore. A freedom worthy of envy. See, so far these have all been sermon titles, I think, because we were trying to draw the sermon title every week. But a freedom worthy of... This is actually the last drawing both of us have in these notebooks.
Okay, so this is the week before the YouTube channel.
I think this is like the week before you caught COVID for 3 months, and then we stopped drawing.
And then the YouTube channel.
This is our last official 2 Poor Artist drawing before we met all of you online. This is a freedom worthy of envy. I'm so impressed with this drawing, by the way. Like, the fact that there's like a group of people that I drew beforehand and then drew a building behind them.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
And there's like these silhouettes of it's just beautiful. What's not beautiful is where they work.
Yeah.
Vomit sorting factory.
Yes.
Yeah, but they're like...
That is a freedom worthy event.
Yeah, but they're like, happy retirement, Jim. One day, that'll be me. And poor Jim, he's seen some things over his years. He's got his businessman hat from the 30s on. Well, I guess more than just the 30s, but that's what I think of.
Yeah, but at least he's finally out of there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful day. Never work at the vomit sorting factory.
Yeah, if you find, this is word of advice.
Yeah.
If you find a vomit sorting factory somewhere, don't work there.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine the people who would have to work in a vomit sorting factory are like people who grow up in that little town in the middle of nowhere, and that's where everyone works. Their parents and grandparents work there, and they just they don't know of the outside world.
Yeah,
they just have to go into the family business.
They don't even know why it exists.
Yeah, they don't even know how gross it really is.
Yeah,
I mean they do because they have to go there, but they've always their parents came home from work soiled. Yeah, this is pretty gross.
Yeah, let's look at what I do.
Yeah, please.
Hopefully it's better.
I know it's not.
No, I think it is. In fact, I think what you're about to see is going to look familiar.
Oh, yeah. Is Mr. America. Mr. America.
Yeah. This is the first time I drew him.
Yep.
And you may notice that I 100% copied this in one of our drawings.
Yes, you did. I don't even know exactly what our title was when we drew it online, but
it was something with freedom. And I remembered, and by remembered, I mean I looked at the last drawing we drew, and I was like, oh, I'll just draw that again.
Yeah, we legitimately have these notebooks sitting on the table where we draw every week.
Mm-hmm.
We balance we use them to prop up the tablet while we're drawing. But sometimes we get we'll go be like, wait, I've drawn a muscly man before.
Yeah.
And then we look at it and we're like, oh, I'll try to draw that. Yeah. And then we do it way worse.
Because the easiest way to reference someone's drawing, because we're not good enough to draw based off of other people's references, but off of our own, we can sometimes.
When we're like, wait, I have done a drawing before that didn't look horrible, so I should be able to now, as a more practiced artist, draw it better. We never can, but that's still the thought.
I will note, though, that I didn't give him lips, so it looks like he has a beak. So he might be
I think you may have actually improved him.
He might be like a bald eagle in disguise.
Yeah, he's definitely creepy, but I still love this drawing so much because he's just waiting outside of prisons to question people about
every time they come out.
Yeah.
See, you'll notice that says Areen isn't. You can assume that it was supposed to be like a Korean prison. So it's like this guy gets out of prison, right? And he's like, finally, I'm free from prison. And this guy's like, but are you?
Yeah.
Because he's like, you don't live in America, so are you really free?
What a deep, terrible drawing is this?
Yeah.
Does the guy have a shotgun on his back?
Yeah, shotgun on his back, pistol in his hip. Because he's free.
Pretty American.
He can be in Korea with that, and that's how free he is.
Wow.
With his bald eagle. How do you even get there? It's a good question. Let's move on to the next drawing.
Lots to think about on that. Yes. Walking Humbly, I believe was the title of this drawing. Yep. Walking Humbly. These people are really interesting looking because they're not the worst people I've ever drawn, but each of their heads are just disturbing in their own sort of way.
Yes. The middle lady looks like she's dead.
Yeah, they do have a zombie-ish stare to them, don't they?
Yeah, the guy on the left, though, there's something else wrong with him.
Yeah. The guy on the left has he's like a hunchback, but the wrong way. His head's on, it's like his torso is backwards. His head is just, it's like he's walking backwards somehow. Just pieces of him were put on backwards. But yeah, they're walking humbly, you know?
My favorite sign is I don't want to brag, so I won't.
My favorite food is humble pie. You're all the worst. Thank you. Is that humble to thank someone for
calling you the worst? I don't think these people understand what humility is.
It's almost
obvious. Obviously that was your point.
Yeah. They don't understand what it means to walk humbly. They think this is it.
Yeah, and it's no, they're not being humble at all.
Did I give that woman on the right an earring, or is that an ear, or is it a fist?
I wasn't gonna ask.
Let's not and just take a look at yours instead, because yours is something special.
Okay, this is the worst.
Oh no! This is the worst.
Here's that note I put. I'm so sorry I made this, and that you saw it. Bench.
Oh no! This drawing, I distinctly remember sitting in the back of the sanctuary during church, and you showing me this.
Yep.
And both of us disrupting the whole sermon because we're back there.
Could not stop
laughing at how. What is happening on the left?
I can't even look at it now.
Happening?
Even now, I can't look at it.
What is he doing?
Okay, so I'm gonna look away. I'm gonna look away and explain it. So here's the premise. These are bullies giving Clark Kent, the child Clark Kent, a wedgie and calling him a loser.
Are you sure that's what's happening? Because
that's what he says. He says, "Ha, Clark Kent, you're such a loser." And you're supposed to be like, "Oh yeah, well Clark Kent is being humble here because obviously he doesn't have to take this." But also, that's not Clark Kent. Just look at him. Look at his face.
He's like some mustachioed like man.
Why is his belt halfway down his pants?
Oh man!
Everything about this. This is the worst thing I've ever seen.
This is your saggy butt horse drawing. This thing has always haunted me.
This wasn't meant. Like, the internet wasn't meant to see this.
No.
It can't handle this.
This drawing is horrifying.
I'm so sorry.
Yes. At least this has your name on it because of an apology.
Yes, I can't look at... If I look, I die.
Yes, I know.
Like, I will laugh and then cough and choke and die.
I think...
I'm switching...
For the sake of everyone involved, yes, please, press the button. And let's take a look at you.
Yes, this is a not self-portrait. A portrait, not self-portrait.
I looked over at you during church, and this is what I drew.
Exactly how I am.
Now, this is the power of a friend, is the title of this. So who else should I draw but Benj? I would advise you not to look at his feet.
Yeah, unfortunately that is...
Although we know that's not where you're staring.
That is what my feet do look like.
I love this drawing for so many reasons. Not only because you're muscly monstrosity, isn't it? But this little kid who's like the epitome of all tiny little kids with the propeller hat.
You mean it's you? It's Isaac?
Yeah, it's me. I know, it's me. I'm Isaac. I just realized that. This is... Wow, Benj. I'm so glad that I'm your friend, but your outfit is disturbing. And you and your, like, big booming voice, just, thank you, little friend. It's all that fits.
Yep.
I feel like that's why a lot of bodybuilders wear just, like, the tiniest little Speedo, because, like...
Couldn't find anything. They bought a shirt, but it just ripped off
their pants, just, like, they sit down and their legs just tear through them.
Yep. It's like that Fairly Odd Parent character that every time he like moves or does anything, his shirt rips off.
That's true. But yeah, this is pretty much how I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful. Name tag clearly just glued to your chest.
Gotta let people know who we are. You always wear that shirt that says "Hi, I'm Isaac."
Yep. All right, let's see yours now.
Let's see mine.
Oh, this one's so creepy because of what you've said.
Only a grasp of true friendship can awaken him. I will grasp him like never before.
No, that's wrong.
The guy on the right, I think his name is Luigi. Just look at that mustache.
little tiny mustache.
Yeah.
He works in like the butcher shop.
Yep.
Yeah. And who's this? This is like the creepiest Snow White story I've ever heard.
It's like Snow White, but friendship.
When you said grasp, you meant like a handshake, right?
But like
you grab like the forearm.
You grab the forearm.
Viking.
Yeah, it's
handshake.
like the Viking. Yeah. It comes from that
Olin
Rogers movie.
Yeah. The Lion's Blaze.
No, I think this was in the space. What was that called? Final Space, yeah. In that show that he made.
Right. They grasp the hands.
Yeah.
I worry about what's going to happen next in this drawing. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but he's going to grasp him like never before.
I don't want to think about this. Let's move on.
Okay.
This is titled Today.
Yes.
Okay, so this was drawn after the muscly Benj, And I think I was trying to draw something that looks similar to him, but man, there's something going on with that one arm that has the tattoo on it.
Well, and the other one, like it goes in. It goes like in, and then it starts.
He has like a single peck.
Yeah,
in the center.
And then he has like multiple biceps.
His super creepy face too, like with that smile. It's just like some horrible zombie bodybuilder. What is the point of this drawing?
Well, he got a tattoo that says "Best Day Ever," and it's like sunny and nice and great. Yeah. And then on the next day, it's raining and everyone's sad, and he says, "I hope you can get your money back."
You know, the only thing he should be thankful for is that by the next day, whatever clearly happened to him because of the tattoo, like, wore off.
Yeah. He like grew longer. Like he's legitimately taller, but his arms are shorter.
Yeah, see, this guy also just doesn't wear a shirt because, as we've established,
his body mutates at a constant rate.
That's not quite what I was going for. Let's not look at his arm anymore.
How about we go to your other guy's pretty buff too?
Yeah, he is. Like you can tell, he's got like a muscle shirt on.
Yeah, let's move on to this
today. There's a number of your drawings actually in this notebook that have like math equations on them.
Yeah. So this is the secret to easy wealth today. So obviously we can see that money is the root of evil. Right? Square root of evil. So money squared equals evil. Money also equals time. So money times time equals evil. We also know that being lazy equals evil. So money times time equals lazy. So if you're lazy over time, you gain money.
Wow.
So you can get rich today just by taking a nap. That's the lesson. Man. That's the lesson we learned here.
Math professor who only has one hand. Yeah. Oh gosh, look at your other guy's hand.
The hand regulars existed for a long time.
He struck well before our YouTube days.
Yep.
And we were still filled with mountains of wisdom like this back in the old days. I'm also just going to point out that you clearly didn't draw the math professor nose first style because he does not have a nose.
Yes, no.
It's like you experimented with them. This is not nearly as good as your last front-facing man drawing. That guy was beautiful from a few videos ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Go watch our hand and face tutorial.
That was a tutorial. I had to draw better.
Yeah, go watch our tutorial video if you want to see how much better Ben just gotten drawing people looking at you.
Yes.
All right.
Well, now that you've learned some wisdom, let's move on to the next drawing.
Yeah, there's not going to be much more of that. But there are going to be more words. Live like you're loved. I think these are actually the last two drawings, aren't they?
I think so.
Our last two today. We might show you more in the future. But
we have a lot more.
We do. So if you
figured the video would be much too long if we showed you all of them.
So if you've enjoyed getting this glimpse into our past, please let us know in the comments. And maybe for our 200th drawing video.
If enough of you like it, we might do it sooner than our 200th
That's true.
episode.
Maybe we will. So let us know. But let's take a look at this. Live like you're loved. And I put live in quotes because this guy's not alive.
Oh.
But just look at this. First of all, she was supposed to be the woman up on the balcony, which bringing back this balcony from like multiple drawings earlier with a new support system.
The older one fell.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, clearly the same house. She was supposed to be beautiful. Something happened on her face where she was like...
Well, and her dress and her hair. I mean, just saying.
I imagine she was like awoken in the middle of the night, like in her pajama gown.
I think she looks exactly like someone a zombie would fall in love with.
I mean, that might be true. He, on the other hand, is beautiful.
In a zombie kind of way.
Like, he's like done up his hair, stitched up all the parts he could. Can't fix everything, but look at his song. My love for you is as cold as it comes. I'll hold your hands even though I don't have thumbs. This is pretty great poetry I was writing in the back of this sanctuary. I love you more than I love brains. I'll live for you with all the love. And then she interrupts.
He does have a thumb on his right hand, though.
Is that a thumb?
Well, I mean, it's a fifth finger.
But he doesn't have thumbs, plural.
Okay, I guess that is true.
But either way, she's calling the police, so we can all just take a moment to feel bad for him.
Yep. But I would call the police.
You'd be wrong not to call the police.
I might call
this came to your balcony.
The police.
Well, like
the zombie hunting squad.
What is that? Like Ghostbusters, but for zombies?
Yeah, I'm sure it exists.
I'm sure there's like.
If you look up, find a website.
What do they fight with? Like chainsaws? Oh,
chainsaws.
Yeah, like katanas and crossbows.
Now we can see my.
This thing is beautiful. I love this next drawing because it's so creepy.
I love him so much. I just wish he could come back. I'm home.
Oh man, it's so creepy. It's like the monkey's paw story,
yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah,
I wish he could come.
Careful what you wish.
I know he's dead, but I just wish he'd come back, and then he does in the middle of the night. It's so creepy. This drawing. She's gonna open the door. One of two things are gonna happen. Either she's gonna like pass out of fear, or they're just gonna live happily ever after.
Yep,
it's really hard.
Definitely one of those two things.
We've never done a drawing for the movie Warm Bodies, but there's a movie about a zombie boy falling in love with a human girl.
I thought we did do a drawing called that.
It's so hard to remember. We do so much art.
Yes.
We're just stretched so thin. I like how the tree from our Birds and the Bees video makes an appearance.
Yeah, it is. I was noticing. It's like the exact the one branch, the hole in there.
Our generic version of a tree.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Pops up quite often in our drawings, I would say.
I like how your words clearly get in the way of the roof, too.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I think, I mean, clearly I drew the words first, and then I drew the building.
It's kind of hard to tell in these drawings, too, but so many of them have, like, smeared ink on them because our hands. I remember so many Sundays going home, there being, like, ink all over my hand because I would, like, smear it all over the drawings that I drew.
Yeah, because like if you draw something on the right side first and then you go to the left side, it will smear.
There's a whole new list of rules for when you're drawing on paper.
Yeah, I mean it only matters if like you have too much ink or whatever, but when you're using a ballpoint pen, there's almost always a little bit too much ink.
I do love these drawings though. They're pretty great.
Yeah.
So many good puns. Like we spent the first half hour before even recording today just like reading through them and picking some fun ones, but there's quite a few more really good ones.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, because we have like another like 40 drawings or something each. I think in these, and then we have the ones that we drew on that are on like,
old,
Facebook.
Old Facebook memories. That
even older ones.
I sent you one of those just this morning. I was drawing a banquet.
Yeah. Almost every day we have a memory of a drawing we did.
One of these days, after our Two Poor Artist Hotel opens, and they open the Two Poor Artist wing of the Louvre,
right,
and the British Museum and the Smithsonian. After that, those church notes of ours that have become lost. You know how there's like so many famous artists out there where it's like we unsealed this like tomb.
Right.
And there's like a Van Gogh in it, and we didn't even, we thought it was lost to time. Yeah. That's what our church notes are going to be. Like, our church notes are like shoved between the cushions of a couch somewhere. Like,
someone's going to like start recycling their couch and like find them.
They'll be like, oh my gosh, this is a Two Poor Artists original from their like church note period. And they're going to be worth so much money.
Yeah.
I look forward to that day. I can't believe we've done 100. I mean, technically, we didn't even do a drawing today. So technically, next week's going to be like our 100th drawing.
But this, I mean, we gave you guys, 14 drawings?
Exactly.
That's special.
It is. It is special. And we hope that you think it's special.
7 times special, I would say.
Because we showed him 7 different...
No, because we normally draw 2 drawings.
Oh, yeah.
But we showed
7
14.
times more special than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so happy 100th drawing episode to us. Can we say that?
We won't say
Ben,
happy
I'll
to
say
us.
it to you. Happy 100th drawing episode, Benj.
Thank you, Isaac. Happy 100th drawing episode to you as well.
Thank you, Benj. And to all of our fans out there who support us in spirit, because it's not like a financial. I mean, thank you. Thank you for being here with us today. Thank you for tuning in to Two Poor Artists, even though you have family members and friends who every time you try to show them really ask you what you're doing with your time.
We know that struggle.
Yeah, it's like every time we say, well, it's time for us to go record, and our friends and family are like, okay.
Do something decent with your time.
I never thought we'd be here 100 drawings in, though.
No, I didn't think we would go a whole year, especially going a whole year with never missing a Sunday. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, there has been times where the video didn't upload and we had to upload it later.
We don't talk about those things.
But we've always made a video and tried to upload it.
And we always will.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye.
As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.